Okay, conscious video here, continuing on a roll with my next video, which has to do with ulcerative colitis flaring, Crohn's flaring, and what you can do. This is not a fun place to be. You're very crampy, you're probably bleeding, you're very unenergized, and you may be flowing down there as well as up here, a huge burning sensation in your esophagus, down your whole area down there, your palate, your tongue. Even your tongue can be on fire if you're like this. So I've got the diagnosis of acetaphasic esophagitis as well as the GERD and the colitis, and I've got interstitial cystitis. So all those fun names basically mean my body is rejecting certain types of food that I've been eating. I've had a certain amount of trauma in my life as well as eaten a lot of bad food in my life, and all of that adds up over time and can cause obviously major ramifications for your body. So let's look at what to do if you're in a bad flare. Number one, you want to eat as simply as possible. Get rid of all the meat, all the cheese, as usual, the corn. You're probably not eating that anyway, but you got to go even simpler bones when you're in a flare. So this one is a good example of one. Now you don't have to get this one, but notice it's non-GMO. It is vegan, easy to digest, dairy-free, soy-free, live probiotics within it. It's raw, it's vegan, it's gluten-free. So really good one to have. You can sustain on this. It's got a lot of minerals and vitamins and various types of plant-based proteins. This is a sample one. You can get a big bushel bottle for about $50 Canadian, but you could try which flavor you would like by going with this one. At the same time, oopsie, you could also do some oodles oil. You can slather that down in a little mix. So a couple capsules of this combined with your slippery elm powder. I think I had that one here somewhere. Yeah, right here. So actually open up the capsule, a couple of capsules with that Udi's oil. That will settle down definitely your flare. Additionally, you can do this digestive tea. Room temperature, not too hot, not too cold. This will definitely calm down a flare. You can also combine that if it's particularly bad with some crushed up DGL tablets. So that's degenerated, I guess it's degeneralized licorice, DGL, and that will also really help your body to settle down some sort of a flare in your esophagus. Another one I like to obviously keep up with is making sure you're still taking the omega-3, making sure you're getting enough nutrients. Now, if you have interstitial cystitis like me and you're prone to bladder issues, this is an excellent one. It's got the D-mannose, which helps take the bacteria in your tract and wash it out, takes it away from the lining and just flushes it out. So again, you can open up the capsule and just stick it in some water, a couple caps of that if you're dealing with bladder issues in addition to the colitis. Generally is very, very helpful. You do want to stay away from something like oregano oil. This will make it way worse. If cold or flu, non-flare, yes, but if you are flaring, oregano oil, not a good idea. It's going to burn like fire on your skin, let alone in your digestive tract. And if you're having reflux issues, that is a total no-no. So that would be a formulation for the flare. Also, you want to avoid stuff like garlic. You want to bare bones your diet, very little spice. Turmeric is fine. Making sure you're not using any dairy. Something like this product would be wonderful. Or cooking in coconut oil. The lauricidin might be a little bit too much for you, which is the version of coconut oil I talked about in the last video, which is this stuff. Might be too much for you, so you might just want to do coconut oil by itself. That's obviously the non-GMO in the big jar. And obviously you want to slow down, cut your stress, avoiding too much heat, taking cool baths, slowing everything down, listen to slow, mindful music. Some examples might be Diva Primal or Snodham Carr or Enya, stuff like that. Because the more your body's in fight or flight, the more you feel the pain of what you're going on, and you can lessen that with the supplements, with the music, with the quiet cooling bath, and also restorative yoga and yoga nidra would be very, very calming and helpful if you're going through a particularly bad flare. And if you do have a support system or somebody you can talk to, psychologist if need be, if you're going through that, someone you can call, that's particularly helpful because it's not a nice mental place to be when you're in a very, very bad flare and you don't know what to do. So I'm hoping people who need to see my videos are seeing them, who are struggling right now, who are really looking for solutions, and the traditional healthcare system is really failing them. I'm really hoping that these are helpful for you. Thank you so much. Signing off, Conscious Educator.